So we have this site, proptradingindicators.com. We have these tools. We have automated strategies. Looks like I'm going to be adding some education on how to use the Trade Saber Predator. I guess you could call it like a custom automation type tool that can talk to our indicators. That'll probably come online here. Uh, so we're going to use all this stuff. The key is, what is the prop trading objectives? So what are your objectives? That's up to you. I can tell you a really good place to start and the right way to do it. I'm noticing a massive amount of impatience and gunslinging in the, I guess you could say, the newer or developing trader crowd that's rushed into the prop trading realm. I've been trading for 2 decades now. I do institutional FX trading. I do futures trading. I do all kinds of automated trading. So I've kind of seen it all, and I've seen all the different trade platforms. But I'm really, really noticing a large percentage of the group coming into the prop trading realm are more the gambler, gunslinging mentality. And that mentality is doomed to fail. They'll never make it long term. Could they get on a streak for a couple weeks, a month? I even just was recently reading about this gentleman that ripped about 1.2 million or 1.3 million out of Apex Trader funding. One time he did it, so he had everything go good. And the second you think you got it all figured out, especially when you're trading manually, then nothing. The guy hasn't made a dime since. He's treading water. Now, that's just showing the reality of how the market can change its behavior and affect what you are using as your strategy. But also, some of that is just the psychology of, okay, now I have to go duplicate that again and again. I have to keep figuring out how to beat this market. I have to keep figuring out what it's doing. The older you get and the more you trade, it's like, screw that. I'm going to do something automated that'll give me enough of an edge so I can go meet some very modest, some very conservative, and some very realistic prop trading objectives, but that are mind-boggling in the amount of dynamic revenue you can create. This game is for the grinders. Grinders win this game. The guy that's got to go and rip, 5K a day off a 150K account, he'll be long gone and done for. Well, a grinder's going from prop shop to prop shop to prop shop, lather, rinse, repeat with automated systems. When you get the capability where you know what you're doing, and you go and you scale wide. And I'm going to go through that. So this is part one, and let's get into it. So I've picked a specific day. For instance, on an instrument like the MNQ, we like to trade at 8:32 a.m. or later. So we always skip the first 2 minutes. And I know I repeat that in a lot of videos, but that's important. There's opening imbalances that can play out and on occasion call us burble in that first 2 minutes. And you could even wait 3 minutes or 5 minutes. I have some traders that swear by waiting till 8:45 or later before they take any automated trades. That's fine. That's totally up to you. I prefer to get into the market, take as much advantage of the opening range movements as possible. And my objective is to get out of the market with my daily profit objective and done as fast as possible. Here's why. I'm old now. I don't want to sit and stare at screens all day. Number two, the faster I can go in and get my profit hit for the day and get out, I minimize my exposure to the market for unscheduled, type of event or announcements hitting the market or a tweet. And I can minimize my exposure to the market as to any sort of data feed or I guess you could say the trade copier technical issues. So it's just like, and I can use the mentality, it's kind of like a special operations approach. let's go in, let's kick the door down, let's neutralize the target, let's get out, let's drag the target with us, go turn them over to whoever wants that target, and then kick back and drink a beer or a latte or whatever you're into. That's my mentality. Go into the market, use these prop firms to have a mechanism to go in and rip an X amount of dollars out of the market at least 16 to 17 days a month. Well, the other up to 4 days a month you lose, and go do it day after day after day. So let's get into more the numbers. And I've picked a day on purpose where the market isn't very directional out of the open. It oscillates back and forth. And I can show you that that's not the boogeyman. The market oscillating back and forth is not the boogeyman that's going to blow out your account. That's just fine. That's part of, the market. But let's start looking at some numbers. So what I recommend, even if you're an experienced trader that already has an edge and you're already, very effective at ripping money out of the prop firms, you're getting nice fat payouts, you're very likely coming into automated trading new. And the beauty of automated trading is, let's say you're a really good trader and you can do really good on trading on a platform, and even maybe you're trading on that platform manually and you're using something like TradeSyncer and you're talking out to 40 other prop accounts where you're trading your master account, which might be an eval account, a brokerage account, or a demo account with a really good feed. And then you're talking out trade activity to any live or funded account. That's the right way to do it. Never, ever, ever run your automated strategy on the platform or on an account that is live or funded that the prop firm gave you. Don't do that. And I'll show you where there's more training on that specifically. So you're really, really good. But in the end, with automation, maybe that's you're running your own McDonald's franchise, and you got the trade copier, meaning you got a few managers duplicating your efforts at maybe 7, 8, 9 other McDonald's. So you're like, ooh, I've got this game figured out. I'm running one McDonald's, and I got some other guys that are sharp enough to run my other 9. I got 10 going. Okay, well, I can come in here with my AI and my automation, and I don't even need to run McDonald's number 1. I'll have a pre-selected capability of automation run number 1, and then on 5 different computers with 5 different sets of master accounts, with 5 different sets of LLCs, I'll trade 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, and then I can go add more, and I can go add more. So automation gives you an ability to go wide and scale outward wide with the total number of accounts in a way that you could never do manually. I mean, you can trade on 1, maybe 2 platforms manually as your master account with all that trade activity copied out. The best traders I know couldn't handle a 3rd account to trade or a 4th. Automation can go 5 sets of accounts, 6 sets of accounts, 9 sets of accounts, 10, and so on. And each PC running each master account, each running TradeSyncer, talking out to, let's say, 50 other accounts, 5 from this guy, 5 from that guy, 20 from Apex, whatever the case may be. I can go in the automation and mix up and have every PC, i9 chip PC, Asus computer running an NT8 hooked up to TradeSyncer, trading a master account, talking out to a wide range of additional accounts. I can do that and have each PC running a different strategy and a different set of settings, so I don't have any groups of trade accounts ever doing the same thing as some other ones. So in other words, if I have 5 sets of Apex accounts, 20, 20, 20, each under its own LLC, each under its own tax ID, each under its own individual person that paid and is listed as the owner of the LLC, Each one of those, I can have trading a different strategy each day, creating this, what I'm going to show you. So I'm just telling you, the capability to scale wide is mind-boggling. All you got to do is calm it down, get rid of the gunslinging, get rid of your emotional reactivity, drop any victim mentality garbage, get rid of that, go into what we call in our institutional trading office that we came up with 9.5 years ago for the FX side, systematic, methodical, and boring. That's how we said we were going to trade, and it's been a brilliant ongoing capability. Just trading stuff with automation, very modest profit objectives, scale up a little bit in that capability, but go wide, add more accounts over time the right way. So if somebody is slinging a 50K account, in the very beginning, as you're getting used to automation and getting used to moving away from having to figure it out yourself, leaning on the automation, and especially as we get more and more refined, optimized settings, just go for 150 to 200 a day and be happy with it, because you're in the infancy. You're just starting to trade, and just use 1 to 2 MNQs. When I see people on 50K accounts slinging 5 and 7 MNQs, I'm just like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Slow it down. Start small, build up your capability week after week. Somebody on a 150K account, in the beginning, just go for like 350, 400. Maybe the next week, go up to like 450. Then the next week, up to 500. And just trade 3 to 4 MNQs. If you're going to go for like 350 to 400, no need to trade more than 3 MNQs. You're going to go in that 4 to 500 range, 4 MNQs is more than adequate. 300K account, and this is nice. The bigger the account goes, for me, we scale it down and minimize our actual total profit objective, because we keep making it safer and safer and safer, and getting done with the trade quicker and quicker and quicker. So on a 300K account, I'm going to trade 7 to 9 MNQs. And in the beginning, I'm just going to go for 750 to 900. Now, I've got some upside targets. I trade many 300K accounts in and amongst our trading group, same group that does the institutional trading. We trade these prop accounts in-house. We were at 1100 for a long time, and now we're pretty sure we're going to bump it up to 1250. We are on one of these 3 systems on such dialed in settings that we're going to start going for 1250 a day, and I think we're going to be on 10 MMQs if I'm not mistaken. It might be 11, I think 10, and we're going to be able to get done really quick doing what we're already doing now. Just we've found that we've got more margin for upside than we originally thought. So the overall objective then with this approach, starting small, get to this capability first, then you can go up a little bit more from here, but then add accounts to make the money. So the idea is to try to get to winning at least 16 to 17 days a month, whether it's a 20 or 21 trade day month, and don't lose any more than about 4 days a month. If you're right there, you're ending up each month, maybe you're having 2 to 3, or sometimes worst case scenario, 4 losing days a month, you're in the zone. Keep doing more of that, add more accounts. So start small, build up your capability week after week, doing a better job, being more efficient at running and managing your automation, and then focusing on optimization, going and finding what I call new nuggets of gold in the cave. We'll bring you to the cave. We'll show you where there's some gold. But these are your tools. Hook it up with something like Trade Saber's Predator, and you can go off and do wicked optimization and find other nuggets of gold in the cave to go off and do mind-boggling additional capabilities. And then the reality is, make your money by adding accounts, not from making more money per account. Go wide. And then the setup is to stick to NT8 for now and use trade copiers like TradeSyncer. So this is what we're going to continue to talk about now in part two.